Hey guys, welcome back to 744 Ostrom for the latest edition of On the Beat, here with fellow basketball beat writer Andrew John, previewing Syracuse's game this weekend against North Carolina State. And right away we're just going to get into some keys for the game. And I think the first key that we have to talk about is Scoop Jardine. He's really struggled since that career night against Detroit 5 games ago. And he's gone 9 for 42 from the floor since then. So Andrew, what does he have to do? Jim Boeheim kind of went off on him in the post-game press conference after Cornell. What does he have to do to kind of get back on track this game?
Well, I mean, obviously he has to shoot the ball a little better. I think one of the things that he did in that Detroit game to get him, stuff going was to take it to the basket. He did make 4 3-pointers in that game, but it started by getting the runners in the lane, getting the easy fast break points. I think that's really what he has to do in order to get off a good start. And one of the things that's interesting about Scoop was he's really maintained all season long that he doesn't have to be the guy who scores, because they have a lot of guys who can do that. But the reality, I think, is that he really does have to score more than he thinks that he does. There's a lot of young guys that just haven't been able to prove themselves yet. He's one of the few proven guys on the team, and I think it's his responsibility to step up and take the leadership role there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he does have to score, and I think Jim Boeheim kind of going off on him proves that, and I think Boeheim keeps talking about these 4 veterans that need to step up, and that is Jardine, Rick Jackson, Joseph, and Brandon Trish, and so far Chris Joseph is getting back on track, but Scoop's gone into this funk. But one guy that hasn't gone into a funk all season is Rick Jackson, and again against Cornell, 17 points, 13 rebounds. He's basically at this point a guaranteed double-double. Just talk about him as the rock of this team, and playing all 40 minutes twice this season already, and just what you've seen from him this season, and what he needs to do to continue that with some tough opponents coming up in North Carolina State and Michigan State.
I think his influence on the game is just a lot more than we expected, obviously, and it's something that Syracuse is really relying on, because they're still waiting on the development of their young big men. And it's good for them that they have someone inside who can go in and dominate, who can get some points. He's been scoring in double figures in basically every game, and so it's not just the rebounds. It's obviously the fact that he can get in and score points. And a lot of times in these key games, they're going to need someone who can score inside, especially now that Onuaku's not around. And Rick Jackson, like you said, he's really been the rock, and he's really been the only consistent performer game in and game out, and they really need that from their veteran guys.
And the other key we want to talk about is just getting off. One of the things in the Cornell game that led Syracuse to victory was that quick start, and it was a change in their past 6 games, when they kind of had lackluster first halves for most of those games, and they kind of ran Cornell out of the gym in the first half on Tuesday, and it led to a big win. It didn't really matter when they got outscored in the second half. Of course, it mattered to Jim Boeheim after the game, but what is the importance, especially against a bigger conference team now, of getting out to that quick start?
Well, it's obviously important. One of the things, obviously, Boeheim has stressed all season is that they haven't been able to put together the full 40 minutes against any opponent, really. And obviously, it was kind of a reversal of roles there. They had been getting off to some really slow starts early on, and against Cornell, as you mentioned, they were able to jump out and play really well in the first half, and then followed it by a poor second half. But in this game, I think as they continue to move forward against tougher opponents, against ACC schools, Big East schools, they definitely need to come out and get off to the strong start, and that'll allow them to have a little bit of a lackluster second half and still come away with a victory. I think if they just can't keep playing from behind when they play these better teams, and that's really, I think, the importance of this game.
They have the potential to do so against North Carolina State too. Against North Carolina State, got blown out by Wisconsin on Wednesday night, almost 40 points, and in that in a stretch that spanned the end of the first and the beginning of the second halves, they went scoreless for more than 10 minutes. So their offense struggles at times, and I think Syracuse really has to clamp down on defense and try to make that happen, try to get out to that fast start. But we'll get it right into our predictions now, and I guess, Andrew, just where do you see this game headed?
I do think that it could be close, but I think Syracuse, if they can continue to play the way they have, I think over the last few games they have, taken a little bit of a step, against first Michigan and then Georgia Tech and then Cornell. They haven't been complete performances, but I think they're headed in the right direction from where they were early on. So I do think they're going to win. I think that it'll possibly be a double-digit game. So I'm going to predict them to win 78-67.
Yeah, I'm going with a Syracuse win as well. I'll go a little closer, 68-61. I just don't see Syracuse running them out like they did against Cornell in the first half, and they have a good 3-point shooter. NC State does it in Wood, and I think he'll hit some threes to keep them in the game. And but ultimately, I think Syracuse pulls out another tight win to stay perfect at 8-0. But again, that's it for now, guys. Be sure to check back Saturday. We'll have all the coverage you need from live tweets to stories right after the game, and in Monday's print edition, we'll also have full coverage from Saturday's game against NC State. So thanks for tuning in, guys. For Andrew, see you guys next time.